This week's question comes from Harry from Kihei, Maui, who writes and asks the question, I am 45 years old. What are the downsides of eating red meat if you buy the very lean variety? Is red meat worse to eat than chicken and fish? That's a very good question, Harry. First of all, it's important to recognize that red meat, even lean red meat, still supplies saturated fat and cholesterol to the diet. Yes, it's true, it will be better than the full-fat type of red meat, but for those people particularly who have high cholesterol, it still is a problem. Now, you ask if chicken or fish are better, and fish and chicken are better as a result in that they're lower in saturated fat. However, they contain almost the same amount of cholesterol as you would find in red meat. A lot of people aren't aware of that. There's two different types of things we're looking at. First of all, there's saturated fat. This is the type of fat that's solid at room temperature, that is probably the biggest way of raising your blood cholesterol, and you find it in all animal products. Saturated fat raises blood cholesterol more than eating cholesterol. But red meat and fish and chicken, as well as all animal products, contain not only saturated fat, but they contain cholesterol as well. A lot of people don't realize, but chicken and fish have about the same amount of cholesterol, and in some cases more than red meat. And if you happen to have high blood cholesterol, that means you need to avoid even chicken and fish. In fact, 3.5 ounces of chicken has about 85 milligrams of cholesterol, and 3.5 ounces of red meat have 85 milligrams of cholesterol. So it's the same. Some fish are even higher in cholesterol than even red meat. Now, one of the things I often have people ask me, says, Dr. Westerdahl, I can't get my cholesterol down. I've done everything I can. I'm not eating red meat anymore. I'm cutting all these bad things out of my diet, but I can't get my cholesterol down. I ask them, well, what are you eating? And they say, well, I eat lots of chicken and fish. And they don't realize that if they are particularly sensitive to eating cholesterol in the diet, and if their cholesterol is very high, they need to cut down on foods containing cholesterol, including chicken and fish, to get it down to the optimal levels that they need for good health. Some other things to consider about eating red meat, even lean red meat, is first of all, it is a food that has no fiber. And when you're trying to lower your cholesterol and you want good health, you want to eat plant foods that contain fiber, and you don't find it in red meat as well as any animal product. Another hazard about eating red meat, particularly amongst women, postmenopausal women, and all men, is that red meat is high in iron. And diets high in iron can promote heart disease, because iron is what we call an oxidant. It actually can form free radicals and do damage to the cells of your arteries and promote cancer as well as heart disease. So avoid red meat, even lean red meat, and eat more meatless sources of protein that are health building.